Hello. Thank you so much for joining Crafting with Inky Images. Today I want to show you a fun technique which I like to call double card stenciling technique. For this technique, you're actually going to get two cards out of one technique. And when I'm teaching techniques classes in my home, I also include these baseball size technique cards so that after we're finished, they can keep the technique card, which has the instructions on the back, and send their cards they made. So for this technique, we are using the Beauty Abound stamp set along with the coordinating Butterfly Beauties dies. And you can decide which cluster you want to make. The card I showed you, I used the more delicate butterfly cluster, but today I'm going to show you the technique using the more solid butterflies. So the first thing you do is you cut out your butterfly cluster, and then you're going to take a piece of Whisper white cardstock, and this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then just gently lay your butterflies over the card. You want to get all of the butterfly. And then I'm using 4 different colors for this technique. I'm using Balmy Blue, Soft Seafoam, Daffodil Delight, and Petal Pink. I really love these soft colors. And then I'm using, for each stamp pad, for each color, I'm using a dauber. And what I like to do with my daubers is actually do a label that says Balmy Blue. So I always use this dauber when I'm using the Balmy Blue color. So I'm going to carefully, I want it to go this way, carefully line this up on my cardstock. You're not adhering it, you're holding it down. And then you're taking some, we're going to start out with the Balmy Blue, and we're just going to daub color over the butterfly and onto the white space of the card. Make sure I don't want to move this cardstock, or the butterflies on it rather. Okay. Next I'm going to do my soft seafoam. Same thing, again, holding it down tight. Continue down. I start at the top and work my way down. I think I'll do it more a swirly motion. Just depends on how you want the card stuck underneath to look. Okay. Finished with that, and I think I'll do the Daffodil Delight next. Again. And the last color I'm going to do is Petal Pink. You can see I have a different dauber for each color I'm using. And you can decide on I think the tapping does work better because the butterflies are so delicate. You don't want to tear them. And it's okay if you're fingers get a little ink on them because you're gonna they're washable ink. I think I'm going to go up here and add a little bit. Okay, now when you're finished, you're going to remove your butterfly and you end up with the negative space on this piece of cardstock, and then you have your colorful butterflies. So we're going to make cards out of these, and I'm going to start with, I think I'll start with the die, the cutout butterflies. And what I've done is I've taken, we're going to use a piece of crumb cake cardstock for the base of our card, and then I've also taken a piece of Whisper White cardstock, again 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I've embossed it with our brick and mortar 3D embossing folder. So I've already embossed it. I don't think you can tell on here, but I'm going to take some crumb cake ink and I'm going to take a Stampin' Sponge and add a little crumb cake to it. Do it so you can see. And then I'm just going to lightly add some color. I want to bring out the brick. Leave some white space. And then you're going to, I'm going to use the multi-purpose glue. And let me use this so I don't get glue all over my... And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue around the thicker part of the butterfly. Be careful not to get too much, because then it runs on your card. Okay. And then I'm going to carefully lift it up. And put these butterflies then we're going to put this piece onto our crumb cake card base. And you have your first card. Isn't that pretty? Now for the second card, we're taking our negative space and we're just trying to adhere this onto a Whisper White card base. And I've already stamped on a piece of Whisper White cardstock that's been cut out with the rectangular framelits dies. A friend is someone who chooses you. And I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals to make it pop up. so you can see it. And I think I'll go this way, kind of at an angle. And then any color ribbon that you would have on hand that coordinates with the colors you used, you can add a bow. And I'm using a white. I like to put my glue dot on the card and then add my bow. And there you have your finished card. And inside, again, at the top, I stamped, "A friend is someone who chooses you," and inside I said, "Out of a whole world of people." So it's a pretty friendship card. So these are the two cards that you get from the technique of double card stenciling. Now you can go to my website at KarenHayden.stampinup.com to order anything that we've used, and you can also go to my stamping blog where I will soon have the instructions and everything we did on the blog, and it is KarenHayden.com. Thanks for stamping with me.